changes. We're going to have to do a lot of petitioning to the legislature. And then with gender defiant, more meeting with an administration, working in small groups, trying to figure out big changes for our campus that aren't really well known.
All right. Kevin, next question.
2 consecutive SGA meetings have not had enough senators present to hold a quorum. How would you rate senatorial participation this year, and what, if anything, would you do to improve it?
Jennifer, you begin.
Okay. It's very disappointing. Senators, when they become elected, they need to come to meetings. You're representing somebody, so you need to come to meetings, represent, especially when there's bills to be voted on and things like that. But I think one of the things that could be fixed by that is really, we have a system in place where you can miss so many meetings and then you're supposed to be dropped and a replacement comes in. So I really think, we have that in our Constitution. We should stick by that. If senators aren't coming to meetings, if they're not going to send a proxy or whatever, then we need to go by our Constitution and take care of that.
Kyle.
One of the biggest issues I've come upon via a friend is that both James Akins and Jeff Wilcox never passed any bills whatsoever last semester, therefore disqualifying them as Senate members. And I find this really interesting that both of them are running now for president. I find that that 2 of the people running for president and Samuel Mortimer, my running mate, I think has passed 10 or 15 bills proposed 10 or 15 bills. I think it's 15 bills in the legislation. Will propose them this year. I think it was 35 bills were passed last semester, I think, or the total year, and I can't remember. And I know there's around 70 senators, therefore making it about 150 bills that should be passed overall, and only 35. So, obviously there's no connection whatsoever between senators doing their job and what needs to be done. A complete overhaul of SGA is necessary.
Meghan.
I do think that it is a problem if senators don't show up. They are representing the student body, and they should take that seriously. There should be a limit on how many meetings you can miss. And also, I think maybe before they actually become senators, we should teach them how to write bills better, so maybe they'll be more motivated to come to Senate. Kind of get them more motivated about their position and that they're here to improve the university and to represent the students.
Margaret.
Lately, it seems like a lot of faculty members aren't quite aware of what's going on in SGA, and it seems like it's mostly just students. Teachers aren't even aware of bills that have been passed that actually would affect them in classrooms. So I'm wondering, what would you do to encourage or to reach out to faculty members to encourage faculty involvement in SGA?
Kyle, you begin.
I think the more bills we pass that actually involve faculty members and need their input, such as I know Students for Just University wants to do legislation around the living wage issue, which directly affects faculty and staff. A lot of the lecturers make below a living wage. I just think we kind of ignore them and we focus so much on petty things that really don't have as much to do with the university as a whole, and only concentrate on certain groups of students who already benefit from a majority of the bills passed. So and obviously, I think I don't really see a connect between the faculty senate or the Student Government Association, and I think that something built there would be really, really helpful as well.
Meghan, how would you propose reaching out to faculty, get them more involved?
Connect does realize that there is a disconnect between the students and the faculty. This is a very large problem because obviously the teachers are here to teach us, and we all need to be on the same page about things. One of our goals, like I said earlier, is to communicate. We want to communicate with the teachers and the faculty to try to, tell them what's going on with SGA, whether that, updating the website or just sending out a newsletter to them, something to make them feel more involved.
Jennifer.
And I kind of agree with that, but I would also add that instead of the faculty and administration just staying in their offices, they just go to work and leave, what if they come out of the office and actually talk with students, meet with students? Focus actually has an idea of, what if 4 hours a semester a faculty member could go with a student to class, or they could go to an event on campus or some type of organization. You really can't know what goes on the campus unless you're actually here and you're actually going to events and places.
Kevin?
In your opinion, what has been SGA's greatest success during your tenure at UT? What has been its greatest failing, and how would you have handled things differently?
And Meghan, I believe you have the first answer.
Okay, I think one of their biggest, I'm not going to say their biggest failure, I've only been here 3 years, but this past year, the grading scale, I don't think the students were as informed as they should have been about the different options. That goes as well as the faculty. I don't think some of the faculty knew all the different stipulations involved in this change. I think one of the greatest things we've done, actually our freshman council year, we won the Dean's Award for philanthropic work. And, installing that in the freshmen, look what we've done now. The two other guys I'm running with, we were all on freshman council. We've all, gone our separate ways and been very involved in the university. And I just think that's one of the greatest things is freshman council, and it acclimates these freshmen to the university.
Jennifer?
I would also say the grading scale. I really think that we should have, focused on that more and worked with that issue. But I think one of the greatest things we've done is, deal with the whole safety issue. When Virginia Tech and things like that were happening, SGA stepped up and created a safety commission, which is a group of students, and they work with the faculty to take care of safety concerns that students have. And it's really become beneficial with the SGA safety walk and different things like that. And so faculty members are more aware of the safety concerns that students have.
All right. Kyle?
Could I hear the question again?
Here's the question. In your opinion, what has been SGA's greatest success during your tenure at UT? What has been its greatest failing, and how would you have handled things differently?
I think SGA's greatest failing is just not working as a proper organization whatsoever, not keeping in contact with the student body, and just not really getting their point across when they should be. I think the greatest thing that's probably happened is we've slowly become known for like a better progress on environmental issues, and the SGA actually has taken a step forward on those as well. But I think one thing that needs to be addressed also is our living wage issue. We proposed a bill, and then it was tabled for further consideration from the Board of Trustees. But when the Board of Trustees met about that, it wasn't properly addressed, and now the SGA is sitting here waiting around for this Board of Trustees to tell them something, tell them what they need to think. So I just think there needs to be a large turnaround.
Margaret?
Okay. A hot button issue lately has been the lottery scholarship. What do you think, as during your tenure as president or vice president of SGA, what would you do to work with state lawmakers or even students to find a common ground on the lottery scholarship as far as GPA and requirements to obtain the scholarship?
Jennifer?
And retain, I should say.
Okay. I think a lot of students are losing the lottery, and so I think if by just telling people, by showing the statistics of, hey, a lot of people are losing it because of their grades, or some students are losing it